How did you Uno reverse your family's rules? I was so fat that my parents starved me so they could eat more for themselves. Every day for dinner, the rule was the same. If I wanted to eat, I had to run around our block 10 times without stopping. If I stopped for a breather, then I had to restart. Then, when I was done, I had to complete 50 shirtless jumping jacks in front of them to get water. When I'd finish, most of the dinner was gone and I was left with scraps. After I lost 85 pounds, they still made me do this routine, and I would go to sleep to avoid the hunger. I had enough. If they weren't going to feed me because I was still too fat, then I'd show them what fat is. First, I started by sabotaging their meals. My mother always did this thing where while she was cooking, she had to take a 5-minute bathroom break. So I took this opportunity to spice things up a bit. I went to the store and picked up a bunch of hot sauces. Specifically, I bought the Hot Ones hot sauce game pack so I could get all of the sauces. I ended up mixing them all into one nasty sauce, and little by little dripped it into the food my mom was cooking. After I finished doing my laps, my mom told me to do some jumping jacks for a glass of water. I told her, I'm good, you guys can have it. I watched my 2 older brothers, my father and my mom, gobble down their osso buco like savages. They didn't even make room for themselves to breathe. After a couple of bites, the leg shaking started. They didn't even realize what hit them yet. My father started to cough and beat his chest a little. He told my mom to go easy on the salt next time. Poor white man. You think it's salt that's burning you alive. Next, my brothers started shifting in their chairs. There was something jumping around in their stomachs. They each started to take baby sips of their water. They must have been embarrassed about not being able to handle a little spice. Then my mother started fanning her shirt. That's when I knew it was the spice's time. She started to sweat as if it wasn't cold outside. Then, like a beautiful symphony, they all began to not only cough but to fart as well. They started to make room for their stomachs so they could catch on fire. Then began the chugging. I watched all of them, like cavemen, run to the kitchen sink and all fight to refill their glasses of water. They kicked, scratched, all just to get a little H2O. They were embarrassing. I couldn't believe I got to watch all of this for free. Those idiots thought that water would stop the burning. That only makes it worse. Unfortunately for them, I took it upon myself to hide all the dairy before dinner started. So when they realized that the water was making it worse, they all ran to the fridge for milk, only to find nothing but ginger ale that I strategically placed. I told them, don't worry, I read online that ginger ale will help spice go away. Those fools actually believed me. I watched them all crack their soda cans, thinking freedom was ahead of them. They had no clue that carbonated beverages make spice worse more than anything. Eventually, it got so bad that they started dropping to the floor as if it was a stop, drop, and roll exercise. I watched my family, the people that were supposed to love and accept me, roll around like bugs, clawing at their necks for something to get rid of the pain. That's when I told them, spice goes away if you go for a run. I opened the door, and these idiots blindly ran out, running around our front lawn and block. I was going to make them drink toilet water next, but I was satisfied with this. I went to Burger King and ate 2 Whopper Juniors and wore the crown, knowing I won. Since then, we stopped having family dinners, and I watched them all get fat as I ate like a champ.